Yo, guess who's back? Back again. Johnny's back.
Oh
Tell
my
your
god.
friends. Hey, I was so lonely on Friday, bro.
Bro, I was laid out on my back until, like, yesterday, and I had my mom just, like, sending me freaking book texts, "Are you gonna get paralyzed?" and all this stuff, "What are you doing?"
Come
And
take care of me, mom.
"I live on the West Side on a weekend, mom. Like, I've done everything I can. I went to the Minute Clinic. They took a look at me. They said, 'Yeah, you're kinda off kilter. Go get some Lomi Lomi, put some heat on it.' No drugs." It's like, okay, I'll limp out of there. Then I had a massage come over, tried that, went to the chiropractor, 15 minutes of cracking. And they're like, we'll take a month to fix you, but we can fix you. And then I did another telemed, and the dude said, bro, we can't do anything for you until you go into the ER and get a proper diagnosis. And that's what I hate doing because here on Maui, it's going to take you the entire day. And I got lucky, dude. I rolled in there at like 11, and I want to say within 15 minutes, I moved to one bed and this. And after everything was all said and done, I'm leaving at like 4:30, right? Literally the whole entire day. And bro, get this. So they sneak me in and get an MRI. And it's because I
Mhm.
come to the ER, because in classic Maui style, there is a 2-month backlog if you're an outpatient trying to get an MRI. That is
Crazy.
just classic Maui. So, yeah, whenever you need a specialist, probably going to Oahu, but with the right
Or flying
insurance,
back to
they
the
pay that.
mainland.
Could be that one too, right?
We do hear
It,
that a lot from our clients, right? They're like, oh, yeah, we just flew back to San Diego, back to John Hopkins, Scripps, something like that. These people have access. You're living these kind of two lives on the mainland and here. So that is an option. It's a long distance, but yeah, glad to hear you at least have an idea of what's going on now.
yeah. So I had the chiropractor like touch my neck, and she's like, yep, you got a herniated disc. You need to come see me. And then I had the MRI done, and they're like, no, no herniated disc. What I have is radicalopathy, which means I got a little too radical and it caused some apathy. No, I got bone spurs and arthritis going on, and it's tweaking my nerves. The real pain, I mean, it used to be in the back, but now you'll see me sometimes go down like this. I get this pain that goes down the bottom of my right arm here, and it just feels tingly. Today, gave me some gabapentin, which is like a nerve disease, and it's got me moving around with less pain. I'm just tired of being in bed. And God
Mm.
bless my wife, dude. She took the day off yesterday. She knows how I am. And she kept like kind of prompting me. And once I did that last telemed, the dude told me I had to go to the ER. I just looked at her and said, let's go. And it all worked out. But man, she was a trooper. She was there for me. So that's why the scruff. She loves the scruff. So I'm going to leave it until it gets too itchy. And then we're going to get rid of that.
I think the scruff looks good. Keep the scruff.
I think it's like a mirror pond. Like this matches this. Like I tried to color my hair one time all dark, and then this was like, who are you
This is just
fooling?
what it
Who are you
is.
fooling?
It's just what it is.
That's what's up.
Roll with
So
it.
are we going to roll into the controversy today, Danny?
Well, there's some exciting things going on in Maui. Well, I mean, not super exciting, but kind of the usual same old kind of exciting.
Coconut Wireless, man. We are in what do you call it? A year we're voting for a new mayor, right?
Election cycle. Yeah.
That's what we got. Incumbent Mayor Bisson, and we actually have a realtor, Pete Anise Costa, that's going after it there as well. She's made some interesting comments about, well, if you would have taken the money that you got from the short-term vacation rentals and actually put it into the people's hands to get housing, that would have been a better strategy than whatever way we spent that money, which is a thing.
Which we still don't know how they spent that money, probably.
Article, she claims the same thing that I was scratching my head about. She's like, 2018, I had fire come up to my Lani Poco property, right? 2000, what was it, 23? I mean, I got fire and all ash coming at me. And I'm like, yeah, what did we do during that time? Right? We keep talking climate change and this is happening. We got fingers pointing as to that's what the problem is. And I'm like, well, let's be solution based.
5 years later, nothing changed, right?
I
Almost
mean,
a
let's just
similar
get some,
fire, just a lot more damage.
dude, let's go sustainable. We'll get some goats out there. Seems to work. Have the goats. Just, mow the lawn for us.
Oh, and then we can milk the goats and sell the milk, or we can eat the goats, and that tastes good too.
I mean, we could do stuff, right? I mean, we had a surfing goat dairy for yogurt and goat cheese, and people used to go to that as an attraction. Let's
And
do that on a
yoga, they
bigger
did yoga
scale.
with them too, yeah.
Yoga, absolutely, man. So, see, solution based. But yeah, Bisson's getting a lawsuit, man, from his former chief of staff. From my understanding, it stems around a $46,000 purchase from someplace in Scottsdale, Arizona, that chief of staff found didn't exist. And somebody named Ma or something like that went and collected it in the Target parking lot from a third party. And Bisson's saying no foul. But dude, I gotta say, man, Hawaii's always been known for corruption, right?
Hmm.
I've watched it my entire life as a kid. And I remember the big chief of police corruption that happened a few years ago at Aloha and his wife, cocaine, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's just been kind of our culture. It does seem that maybe it's because we haven't had a different party in 15 years. So it's kind of been this uniparty rule, and we keep voting for the same thing and then complaining about what happens. And I remember the definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting a different result, right? It's all getting political. I know, I know, I know. And yet, I reflect on California trying to get their little train going. And I was watching this dude that wants to be governor today, and he's explaining how right now here in Hawaii, public tax dollars pays $100 every time somebody drives or rides our train that literally goes to nowhere, that took funds out of Hawaii's budget and only benefits Oahu. And I'm like, man, is it like a playbook? Like, we'll get a train, we'll make it last a little long time to construct it, and it'll cost a lot of money. I mean,
Like, it's interesting,
crazy.
right? You think you hear climate change, you hear trains, and then you get trains, and then you don't get trains finished, and then they need more money, and then they don't work, and it's kind of the same thing. Same back in happening in Minneapolis, St. Paul. They needed trains, and then nobody really rides them. They don't really police them. People don't really pay for tickets, which is fascinating because I live on the other side of the world. That it's all
Yeah.
about public transportation and trains, and it's amazing. I mean, y'all are complaining about $4 a gallon. I mean, it's like $12 a gallon over here for gas. I mean, we're talking like 300 US dollars to fill up your gas tank. I mean, we're talking $1 million for a parking spot. Like, cars are crazy expensive over here, but the public transport's amazing. I mean, a train every 1 minute, super convenient. Like, I personally love it. Worst case scenario, you get a taxi. Oh, it's $25 for the taxi to the other side of town. I mean, not $100 like it is from your part of the town to the airport. I mean, it's a lot more reasonable, but it's awesome. It's a way of life, but it's not really the American way of life. And it's interesting, everyone kind of tries to put this idea on American culture as like, oh, we need to be just like Europe. We need, small towns and train friendly and the US just wasn't developed like that. There's
No,
like
wide
you
open
would have
spaces.
to build a train. I mean, you could do it in some ways, but the challenge is nobody really wants to ride the train. Like, even over here, I mean, you talk to me, I love the train, but if you talk to local people, they would all prefer to drive a car because they want personal space. They can't stand being on the train with everybody else. You hear it over and over and over again. They're like, "Oh, so jealous. I wish I could drive. Like, I want to drive." That's, I guess, when you don't have what everyone else has, you want it. But for me, it's the opposite because I've had the car, I've lived with that, I've dealt with insurance and fixing and gas and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, it's kind of tiring. It's kind of nice to just not think about it. Like, I'm not worried about my car. I'm not worried about parking or tickets. I'm not worried about someone hitting me. I'm not worried about does it have gas. I'm not worried about did I change the oil. Any of those things is just out of my life completely, which is super nice. But for the people that don't have that, it's interesting. So you didn't come here for transport talk, but I think just understanding ideologies, understanding some of the political stance in Maui is actually really important for those of you that are considering or looking at or already own on Maui and trying to figure out, like, hey, where's this thing going to go in the future?
Mm.
Like, is this going in a direction that I can resonate with? I mean, we've had clients say that, right? They looked at Florida, they looked at Hawaii, partially because they lean a certain way politically, but ultimately they chose Hawaii because it's still Hawaii. And other people, it's the opposite. They would never go to Florida because they want to be in a more left-leaning state, which Hawaii is, so that makes sense to them. But then, some of these things that impact the day-to-day, the fire recovery, the housing, taking care of people, these sort of things. I mean, it's starting to show its head as it doesn't seem like anyone's really getting helped out of this.
Well, we keep touting, like, all Biss and touts is how many houses have been built, and it's all this residential focus, and yet I'm like, "Well, what happens when you have the houses built, but you don't have an economy? Like, why is it taking us so long to get off the ground?" And I'm like, "Well, are you trying to get all your friends in line, and then" you know what I mean? "Then you're gonna shoot the work their way?" I mean, I'm gonna wade into this like, Trumpy Trump, right? Washington Pool, Democrats were saying that thing's gonna cost $300 million. It's gonna take X amount of years, and he gets done with some pool contractors for 3 milli. Like, right?
Immediately.
Yeah. $56,000 Pentagon toilets. We hear about that when they do these weird audits. I mean, it's just interesting how much grift is starting to come to the forefront. And maybe this is
There's
a
a lot of
necessary
bloat
shift.
There's a
There
lot of bloat
seems
in government, right? I have a friend that is in Oklahoma, works for DOD, and he was just like, I don't have to do anything, bro. I just sit here and order stuff online, and the most expensive one is what we usually choose. And I can put in extra hours. And like, there's no accountability, there's no structure around a lot of things. And then it just keeps inflating.
it just seemed like everybody on Maui that I knew had a nonprofit going when
Hmm.
the other administration was in there. And it seemed like the money flowed very easy. You're kind of seeing that as they peel back these onions, and we're seeing where our money goes to. It's incredible. But hey, you didn't come here for politics, and yet it is affecting things. And we just want to bring that to your attention. I don't know. I'll trip out if Bisson gets another shot
It
because
doesn't
I don't
feel like
know
you will, based on past
what's coming.
performance, but it seems like people kind of roll with what is, or apathy. I mean, I would say Hawaii is a pretty apathetic place for the most part. Most people are just trying to cruise and have some cold ones and go surf and watch the sunset and not think about too much.
Well, and there's a reason for that. We've talked about it before, and it's because of our island structure, right? And so
Mm.
you've got Oahu that has over 1.5 million, and Maui's got like 160,000. Kauai's probably got 80. I don't know what's on the Big Island, but let's say 200. So it gets to a point where you're like, man, my vote really doesn't do anything because it's a lot of certain types of people on Oahu that vote, and they get what they want because they know how to vote and get themselves, together to do it. So that's just
So the
part of
local vote matters
life.
too for
What's
the
that?
mayors. So then the local vote for the
That's it.
mayor, this sort
That's
of
where you're
thing is
more
important.
impactful.
The bigger one probably doesn't matter so much, and that's just reality. So yeah, these are real conversations. Our intention is being transparent and showing you what is happening in Hawaii. It's not about everything's fluffy and rosy and perfect. It's far from that. I mean, Maui is always going to be the best in terms of the island itself, right? And the beaches and the surf and all the things that you guys come for. And the reality is some of the other things impact. And for some of you, it's going to push you away. And for others of you, you're going to push through it and you're going to continue on with your dream anyway. Well, let's talk a little bit about price.
I think you brought up there.
Let's just talk about it a little bit before we jump on so we don't
Let's
distract
do
about
it.
the properties. But so there's a couple of things that we've been saying recently and often. One is price overcomes all objections. Number two is there's a threshold price in which it's too irresistible to not get involved. I guess to say that plainly, like there's just a number that it makes sense for people. And that's what we're seeing in this market. So those are two very different things though. We can't
Agreed.
get those misconstrued that, hey, it's everyone is like desperate to sell and there's always a price no matter what. Because the reality is there's a lot of really nice properties on Maui. Perfectly remodeled, great location, great complex. And the reality that a lot of our clientele are well heeled. They have money. They can float this stuff. They don't mind paying $20,000 a year in taxes. It's not a big thing to them.
Because they've already been doing it, right?
Yeah.
This is the lifestyle. And now they just want another dream. So when I'm reflecting on what you're sharing, two examples pop up to me.
Hmm.
So we had the excellent example of the 2-bedroom that was in Cam Sands, right? What building was that? 7? And it
7.
was on the corner. I shot it for a client. That thing went within days because it literally was move in ready. maybe some older furniture, but it had everything in place. It had all the ductless. I mean, it had a legit ocean view. That thing was so irresistible, it went. And then the one that we presented at Kihei Kaiani, right? I mean, that's
Yep.
just there's no view, didn't seem super special if I remember, but the price was so compelling. Somebody goes, I can do something with that. And they pull the trigger. Do you feel that that's a fair assessment with examples?
Those are the two separate examples. Perfectly. I mean, the 397 for a one bedroom hotel zone condo, that is a price overcomes all objections. It's sub $400,000. It has no appliances, but it's sub $400,000 for a hotel zone condo. Rentability not going away, and a history of selling in the $600,000 range, and everything else on the island similar. So that is absolutely price overcomes all objections. That is unique. Not every property is price overcomes all objections. Now, going back to Camp Sands, there was a few in the four building, a few units in the four building that we talked about, and we said that at what price does this just become like people have to jump in? Like, it's a price overcomes all objection because it is the worst building in the worst location, and that's just what it is, right? That can
Part of
never
every
be
development.
changed. That can never be changed because there's a road right there, Keonikai Road, and it's not going away. They're not moving the building. They're not removing the road. So you always have to deal with that. And for that particular one, it's like it's going to get to a price, or it has to come down to a price to where like people will buy it. And then, yeah, the other version, like you said, is just there's that threshold that it reaches where it becomes a no-brainer for people. It
Let's
doesn't
talk
mean it's
about the
bad. It doesn't mean it's in a terrible location, right? And we're going to see that the first spot up on the hula villas at Kehalani, we're sub a million now, where those have been 1,000,004. But at some point, there's a price where people jump in.
there's just so much uncertainty out there. I mean, there's wars, there's this, there's that, that it just has to be so compelling to get somebody to move to actually write offers. And, I
Yep.
was reflecting on the Phoenix market, which I was part of in the past, and they were just showing that in March, like 18% of the contracts got canceled. And that just speaks to uncertainty, right? I mean, people get spooked right now because they're not moving with the herd. And so
Except in
everybody's afraid.
Minneapolis, going 100. I'm hearing they're waiving all inspections again in Minneapolis.
Back
80
to
to
that.
100,000 dollars over a
Tech
lot of
jobs coming in.
contracts. I don't know what it is. Health. I mean, Minnesota's more healthcare than
Oh,
tech.
okay. Okay.
Medtronic, Boston Scientific, some of those sorts of. But interesting. I mean, it's so we're starting to get these pockets of markets. Is kind of what we're. It's no longer that national market where everywhere is the same story. I mean, Minnesota's that. Hawaii's on the downslope. Minnesota's going up. Arizona's canceling contracts. Like, we're seeing some variety again.
We had somebody that we met with that's a fan of the show, and they were explaining about San Fran as well, that there is
Hmm.
opportunity before AI starts attracting talent and going back into San Fran. And then all of a sudden, people are kind of fighting for homes over there. So I like local markets. That's how it should operate. Whenever it moves on a national cycle, we'll keep saying this over and over again. It always has to do with money. It was funky money in the Great Recession, and it was cheap money in the COVID. That's what makes it national, right? And then the COVID market also had people going to certain places where they felt they could be more free because that was maybe important, or places that were more astringent because they had this deep fear, right? But again, that cheap money had people, I mean, we had people say, John, I pulled the trigger because life is short. And that made me think that life is short and I'm going to get my place on Maui.
And that is still true. That life is short,
That
and things
is.
change quickly, right? I mean, you're dealing with this little pain issue, and hopefully it's not a big deal, but in those moments you just start to think like, wow, if I'm going to be out of the water for a little bit, and it's just like every moment really matters. Let's enjoy this moment. Let's go get that thing that we were thinking about, and let's live the life that we want to live, wherever
So
that is.
I'm so grateful to come home every time I go to the mainland. I can't begin to tell you. I just can't. For whatever it's got, warts and all, this is my place.
Nothing like it. Nothing quite like it. Let's hit them with the hot list. Got a few interesting items on the agenda today. I mean, starting right out here at the villas at
Bruh.
Kehalani. I mean, nine.
And when they came out at 989, they really thought they were kind of event based at that. And then the wind just got taken out of the sails for a bit.
Sure did. I mean, two-car garage, very executive kind of vibes. That's how I describe it with all the cherry
Agreed.
wood and the finishes. But these were going easy 1.4 plus a couple of years ago. Now
Gorgeous
down to
community.
950.
We love Kealani. This was sort of their luxury appointment. I think they kind of got it wrong with no amenities, and yet it's going to keep the maintenance fees somewhat more manageable. I mean, 1122 is a decent one, I guess, for a home like this. 1446 got guard gates, all the stuff.
Just guard gates. That's the big amenity of the community.
Eh,
Well, that's it coming down.
there we
219 here
go.
at Pune Terrace, one
That's it.
bedroom, 600 square feet. I mean, that, if that doesn't say local couple, local family, local resident, I don't know what does, Johnny.
It's
219,000 for a one bedroom.
seriously, you just get your start here, right? But
Get into something, you
819,
got an ocean view,
it's those fees, bro. 819, you know what I mean? That's what does
still a
it
lot of
in.
money, yeah.
It is. I mean, for a local budget, you add that 819 and the fear that it could go up
I mean,
causes
let's talk
people to
about
pump
HOA
the
fees for a
brakes.
moment. I was
Yeah.
reading some Reddit forums over the weekend. I don't know why, but sometimes Reddit's interesting. But I was coming across people are talking about like HOA fees in Arizona, and they're saying like $400 is like the most ridiculous HOA fee that they've ever seen in their life. And I'm like, we don't see anything close to that. So I think if you're coming into the Maui market, you got to throw away all preconceived notion of what HOA fees are, wherever you're coming from. Strata fees in Canada, HOA fees in Arizona or Minnesota or California, Oregon, wherever you're coming from. $500 is a lot in most of those places. We're bare minimum like 800 to 1,000
Seems to
anywhere,
be.
anywhere. So you got to come in with the expectation that you're probably not going to like it. And the reality is, if you're getting involved in Maui, like you're going to expect to pay $1,000 a month in HOA fees. It's just what it is. You can't stop it. You can't control it. You can't change it unless you buy something in a non-HOA environment, non-HOA subdivision, single family, something like that. That's the only way you're going to get rid of the HOA fees. So if
Facts.
your non-negotiable is low to no HOA fees, then you're probably looking single family. But if you're looking single family, then you're also looking like a minimum $1 million. So I think just to prepare expectations, like of course we would all want to give you, like we would love to sell you guys $400,000 or $500,000 houses in Hawaii if they're available, but they're not. So the reality is $1 million entry for a single family, or you're dealing with HOA fees, which you're looking at $1,000 a month. So if that doesn't sound appealing to you, then we'll just say like Maui is probably not for you. And that's okay. Come visit, come vacation, come stay your week or two every year, get a little timeshare, and that's your story.
So if I'm reflecting on 219, if I could do an FHA loan with very little money out of pocket, I'm probably looking still 1,800 bucks for PITI. And then I add another 819 on top of that. And now I'm 2,600 for a one bedroom. That's where I think people hit the brakes.
Well, that's about the going rental rate for a one bedroom on Maui.
I don't know
So
that side though. You know what I mean?
you're close
But
to it
hmm.
from what I've seen. I mean, maybe 22, 2,300.
Well, it's
Rental
not
rates
flying
have
off
gone
the
crazy.
shelf. And Maui County Council feels like that's the best way to serve the community is for us to live in these condos, no garages, and highly fluctuating HOA fees. Hmm.
Here we go. Mahina Surf,
Wow.
Johnny, looking more and more
Hurrah.
attractive.
Hmm. Now, what I don't know is, remember we talked to our friend Juliet, and she mentioned about how that Mahina Surf was definitely going to be saved, and it was not going to be part of the Minatoya. But I heard maybe differently that Bill 9 just affects it. No true carve out. I don't know what to make of it.
I think we almost have to take everything for a grain of salt. It says currently under consideration for conversion to long-term rentals under Bill 9.
And there it is. And then there's a special assessment. I think that goes for a few years. It's a loan, if I remember correctly. So you have to add that 946 to the 1349. So now we're 2200 for a one bedroom. Beautiful views, really nice community. You're paying the 946 because they completely redid the exterior. It looks tight, but that's the scoop there.
So there's another warning as well, Johnny. If you're looking to get involved in the Maui market, rentability is important. You just got to look hotel zoned. if you're at all concerned about future rentability, I think you got to throw out any idea that any of the apartments zoned are going to be a potential for you.
Well, it definitely seems like everything that I felt would be the right thing to do has not occurred. There's been threats of it. Can we agree? Right. And then it just becomes not the focus any longer.
Logic and reason don't seem to matter in a lot of these cases, and I
Pure
mean, we
emotion.
talk about it here, just that 219 local family style place, but your $1,000 a month in HOA fees, issues with financing in local condos in Wailuku. So it's not a clear cut, easy answer, but it feels like that oftentimes from the
Mhm.
decision makers. Milo Court, I mean, pricing as if nothing
Nothing's
happened.
happened.
I mean,
I mean,
recent
these are going
closing
in the
was what,
eights.
860?
Yeah. They're,
About
yep.
$100,000 less. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing special about the remodel. Got a nice little pergola in the backyard, a little grass
Super
patch.
cute. Somebody's like, I'd buy that for 860. Right. But yeah, we'll just hang out for a little while longer.
Yeah, we'll just drop the price 25,000, not actually to where the comparable sales are, and hope to get our money. These
One
guys,
bed,
I think they're
great
going down
views from the ninth
5,000 a
floor.
week.
There it is, just to keep it right here in front of us.
Partial remodel.
You got
It's got some
central air
improvements.
here. The 1280 maintenance fee does pay for electricity as well, if I remember correctly.
The whole
Oh,
shebang.
that was a little built in inside of the closet area there. So yeah,
So going down. Nani Kahale. No, we're up front. Nine
okay.
stack is super front. Eight stack is the second one back.
So it's the
So,
get
and
that
you can
mixed
see
up.
they're trying to attribute that price accordingly. They're kind of old style. The view is a really big deal. We're gonna come out at 850. Now we're down 100,000 in 5 months because we're closer to the water. It should be worth more.
But people pause because Kihei Kai next door literally fell into the ocean.
Done remodel. It's got all the updates, the
Seriously.
finishes, the vibes. I still want to know why people put the burners on and the water on in pictures as if that's like some sort of magical touch.
Right?
Like the water works. The stove emits flames.
I mean, this is seriously a true relic from 2005. I used to remember the name of that particular granite because I put it in so many new homes. That one, and then the Black Verde butterfly.
With
I
the
just
cherry
can't remember.
finish.
That's it.
That's it exactly. 750. I think they're still kind of aspirational.
Agreed. Koa Resort. So we've always liked the width of these. There's some 3 bedrooms in there as well. I think that these will do nicely as a long-term rental at some point because of the size. So these guys did the
Or a
ductless there.
residence.
Heck yeah. But then again, 15, 14 for maintenance fees.
That's
I
your
mean,
alternative.
that really adds to the monthly.
So everything is kind of at options, right? So you talk about like, okay, if you don't want to be $1 million price point for a house, well, then you look at a condo in 600 to 700, but then you have maintenance fees
Fees.
of 1,000 to 1,500. If you want a vacation rental condo, but you don't want to spend 1 million, you look at leasehold, but then you have monthly fees. So everything is like everything has trade-offs to kind of make
Mhm.
work what you want to work. You just have to be okay with the realities of said things. Leasehold, you got to be okay with leasehold. Condo, you got to be okay with HOA fees. $1 million price point for residential, you just got to be okay spending $1 million. That is the
And
reality of all these
that's the role that
options.
we're gonna play, right? Is just to give you all that information so you can make your choice. So Waikapu home sites,
Right on a
some
stream.
close to some water. Yeah. 1,250,000. Took out some flooring.
I mean, 7,000 square feet, 1,250,000. I don't know.
For the area, it seems
I guess the stream is competitive pricing that reflects the opportunity ahead.
fixer upper.
Tells me we're priced a little high, but it's worth it.
Kaniala Street. Let's go. 950, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 1684. Hurrah. Got a neighbor close by. That's why Luku living right there, though. Got laundry
So
outside, classic. Built in 45, guys. Come on.
also Wailuku, also 7,000 square feet, but this is 950, so $300,000 less than the last one.
Rare
Wow,
three
Johnny.
bedroom, three bath. And I don't know what happens to Papakea. I mean, you've got portions that are hotel zoned, you got portions that aren't. How do you make sense of that? Sellers paid off seawall loan and spalling renovation loan. That is what you want to see.
So everything's paid off. It's a 3 bedroom. No pictures though, so we have no idea what this thing looks like, Johnny.
We're going to rush it to market, Danny. We're going to create some buzz and some curiosity, make them
You
reach out
missed
to
out on
us.
Friday's show. We had
Oh, yeah.
three properties back to back to back in like $8 to $12 million range that had no pictures. It was awesome.
I know Marianne was doing that. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't guess that's
One
a
of them was
strategy.
offered with 85 acres, even though it was only a 1 acre property. So that was also fun. Yeah, you missed out
Ooh,
on some good stuff. But yeah, I don't know why you come to market with a very rare. I mean, this is actually a rare opportunity. I mean, most agents will say rare on everything, but a 3 bedroom condo
three
is there's
bath.
not a lot of them, especially with 3 baths, and we have no idea what it looks like, feels like, tastes like, anything. So
Hit the H button for me, would you, real quick? Just entertain me.
each
Scroll
history.
down to the other MLS number and let's see if they did a little bit better when they bought it for 900 back in 2008. So let's reflect on that. That thing, they're only asking additional, what, 400 on top of that from a 2008 investment?
But it was a leasehold at that point.
Leasehold. Wowza. Look at that
Look at that
cash.
lease fee was only $110 back
Let's
then,
see the
Johnny.
pics. Let's see if there's anything there. Because this is 2005 was when they renovated.
Oh, it's a
Def
front row.
ah. And it was a 3 bedroom, two bath at the time. Very interesting. Hmm. Trash, dude. That looks like Miami Vice kind of puked all over that condo.
Yeah,
Man,
leasehold. So it's become fee simple
right?
since they
Bought the
bought it.
fee.
So they bought the fee. They've probably remodeled it, and they're gonna get about 400 or less out of it. Interesting. So that's also why their price. They might be a little firm on their price because of said things, because they need the money out to justify their 18 years of ownership.
See, and I was in Arizona. I was already feeling the market in my new home sales office in 2008. You could already feel the fear and how it was changing. And at Hawaii, kind of went a few more years beyond before it kind of finally sunk in. I want to say you guys got cooking in 10.
Yeah, 10, 11, probably 11, 12, 13, 14. Then it started to pick up.
Ah,
But it's been so quiet, and all of a sudden it's Wailuka Heights almost every other show. So
it
yeah,
really does.
1.4, 1,800 square feet, 3 bed, 3 bath, remodeled in 20. You're up
Let's
the
see the
hillside a little
remodel.
bit.
I mean, those views are killer.
Split level, classic remodel.
Brah, she go. I mean, those views.
You got some views over the
Make friends with,
neighbor's house.
yeah, you make friends with the neighbor. You can use the pool maybe.
Just bring them some goodies.
Bro, this is good merchandise when I reflect on what Kealani's asking for like,
And look at
look at
what
that.
that's got.
No Hana studio action.
Nohana Studio, somewhere inside. I mean, that's like 2,000 a month right there.
Bruh. This is a play for somebody.
And there you go. As you said, Villas of Kehlani, an alternative. You got condo living for $1 million, million two.
And
Biscuit.
do they have an
A little
HOA
bit
up
more.
here, Danny?
No. And then
Here we
to the
go
next
for the
neighborhood.
rep.
So two of the most popular neighborhoods in all
Yep.
of Maui. Wailuku Heights, Maui Meadows, Hala Drive. 2.5, Johnny. 3, 4, 2,800 square feet. More square footage in Maui Meadows than most other places. And you got the Ohana, 700 square feet.
Is that it in front, I wonder? Must be. There it is, yeah.
That's a nice looking setup.
Feeling that. Off a little ravine action there. Little dirt road to get up to your main house, looks like. Opportunity to pave. Wow, that looks like a mean little range right there for the cook and me.
Yeah, you would enjoy that kitchen. Oh,
Miami Vice strikes again.
I love when there's some parts of the house are so updated and then other parts you're like, That was a choice.
That's right.
Gonna leave the bathroom. Full house vibes. I mean, all kinds of outdoor space,
Into slide.
gravel, no
Okay, here's our ohana.
driveway.
1 bedroom, 2 bath for the ohana.
I think it's 1-1. Got the split.
Mm.
The Ohanas often feel like just whatever we got left in the project. I mean, got all different kinds of stone, all different kinds of tile, especially Maui Meadows. It's like whatever we had left, throw it in there.
Let's not waste a thing.
All different colors, shapes,
I,
sizes, but
I like this price. What say you? Bit of a
yeah.
view. 2804, so I'm not $1,000 a foot, and then throwing an ohana for giggles. And I mean,
And you got a half
strategy
acre.
wise, guys, you go ahead and use CPR that bugger if you want to. Kihei Kainani. There it
Dio Dub
is.
from last week. There you go,
That's it.
Johnny. 397 500. No problem. Makes sense for
Bambo.
someone.
Priced it
They're
right,
not
and it moved.
afraid of a remodel. They will jump right in there.
Beautiful.
This was the one that felt very upcountry. Had to
So
be the
upcountry.
fireplace in the middle. So 2.2 down to 1.8. All the money. Look at that. 1,145,000 still.
These
Holding
move.
strong. Holding strong. So there you go, Johnny. Well,
Yeah,
Hot
it's
List,
up.
welcome back. May
Thank
the
you so
4th be
much.
with you, Star Wars fans. A little Cinco de
I was going to
Mayo
do this,
tomorrow.
but that's the wrong show.
Wrong show, but you're trying. So we do this 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come hang out with us. Little deal of the week on Thursday. Intention is really just bring you behind the scenes, Maui real estate, all the things that impact your decisions, give you the best information, and ultimately leave the choice for you. Your pace, your style. We are the Maui Atlas Houlihan. We hope.
We hope.